Hello, everyone. I have the great honor and privilege of interviewing a really wonderful friend of mine today. My name is Brian Aber, and I will be interviewing Christopher Shaw. He is a licensed psychotherapist and healer here in Austin, Texas. If you'd like more information on him and what he provides and what services he offers, you can go to christophershaw.net. I'll also be repeating that website at the end as well. So, welcome, Christopher. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I am super excited about this. So, without further ado, if we'll just jump right in, um, back in August, this recent August, you went to Mexico for a plant medicine retreat. So, I would like to know more about that and what prompted you to seek that path.
Brian, I was so broken. I had lost hope. I had lost my zest for life. I had lost my vision for the future. I was just completely lost. And all of that started back in 2019 when I went through a very heartbreaking divorce. I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with my spouse and live happily ever after, and that didn't happen. And when we went through our divorce, which was very amicable and loving, it still shattered my world and left me feeling really broken. I started coping with life in a lot of unhealthy ways, unhealthy relationships, and not really using the tools of my recovery that I have gained over the years. And I would say the last 5 years have been pretty rough. They've been there's been ups, there's been downs, there's been all arounds, good, bad, and beautiful and ugly and everything in between. And about 3 years ago, I met a wonderful soul. I met a wonderful soul, and I fell in love. And we started dating, and then we moved in together. And then, I asked him to marry me. And we were supposed to get married back in May of this year. And in January of 2024 of this year, we decided to end the relationship and call the wedding off, which was a very difficult decision to make, but it was the right decision on so many levels. And I'm very grateful that I tuned in to that decision. And I think it was the most loving and beautiful decision, one of the most loving and beautiful decisions that I've ever made. So I'm very proud of myself for making that decision. But making that decision was really hard. And once again, it kind of left me lost. Everything that I had kind of envisioned for my new future kind of was thrown out the window instantly. And I didn't know what to do, And so I coped in unhealthy ways, and really over the last 5 years, I've been in a midlife crisis. This year I turned 49. When my divorce happened, I was 44. And man, did I enter that midlife crisis. Oh man, like just feeling like lost and kind of dating the wrong people and being wild and just doing things that weren't necessarily in line with who I really was spiritually or you know what I mean. And so, I had been getting pretty tired with this midlife crisis. And when all of this happened back in January and my relationship ended, it just got worse after that, until May. And in May, on May 10th, I had enough. I had enough. And I surrendered. And I said, okay, universe, okay, higher power, like enough is enough. I've been in this midlife crisis long enough. I don't want to live this way anymore. I want to heal. I want to get healthy. I want relief. And I want some freedom. I want some answers. I want some direction. I just need help. And from the moment that I surrendered and got quiet, I was able to download from Spirit a treatment plan, which was beautiful. It was a beautiful treatment plan of exactly what I needed to do. I've been in recovery since 2008 now, and and um, and in my recovery, it's been up and down and all around over the years, and the last 5 years have been rough. And so when I resurrendered on May 10th, and I was given this treatment plan, I was told a few things. I was told, get a new sponsor, go to meetings, dive into your prayer and meditation, again, get into reading spiritual books again, like really dive into your spirituality again. And, for quite some time now, I had been lost spiritually, probably about 2015, 2016, I kind of coasted in my recovery and stopped kind of doing the things that one should really do to stay vibrant and like living happily in one's recovery. And so it's kind of been a little bit of a downward hill since then, spiritually for me. And so I got these answers, right? And this treatment plan came to me, and I had a dear friend, who went to visit a plant medicine man in Mexico about a year and a half now. And this changed his life. It changed his life dramatically. And when I downloaded my treatment plan for my spirit told me contact him and see if you can get referred to go down and work with this medicine man. So
Mhm.
I contacted him, and sure enough, this friend of mine referred me to the plant medicine man in Mexico, because it's referral only, and I was accepted. And from that moment, my life shifted. From that moment, the summer was an incredible summer, full of life-changing experiences. I started feeling better. I worked steps 1 through 3 in 1 month because I wanted relief, right? And, I kept being told, slow down, you need to slow down. But that wasn't what Spirit was telling me. Spirit was telling me, you need to do the work and you need to do it now. And so I surrendered. I got honest, open-minded, and willing. The first three spiritual principles are honesty, hope, and faith. And I just dove right back into those. And I surrounded myself with people that loved me and that supported me on this journey and that supported me in my decision to go down to Mexico and to do this plant medicine retreat. And so part of the plant medicine retreat was that I had to come off all of my psychiatric medications. And this is a big part of my story because, never in my life had I ever had to be on psychiatric medications until I went through my divorce. And when I went through my divorce, I was suicidal, I was depressed, I was anxious, I was doom and gloom. I mean, I was pretty fucked up. It really fucked me up, and I met a beautiful psychiatric nurse practitioner who's no longer with us. He's passed on, but bless his soul, he was amazing. And he helped me and he put me on medications that were very helpful, for that time in my life and for helpful over the last few years. But in the end, I was on a pill for everything. I was on a pill to go to sleep. I was on a pill to wake up. I was on a pill to stay happy, a pill to stay calm, a pill to do this, a pill to do that. Oh, mamma mia! I was on a pill for everything. And one of the protocols for this plant medicine retreat was that I had to come off of everything, right? And I was okay with that. Like I was ready. I just was ready, and I was willing to do whatever it takes to recover. And in order to take the plant medicine, I had to come off my big pharma medications. And so, with the help of my new nurse practitioner, psychiatric nurse practitioner, who's amazing, I love her so much. I love her. And, I spoke with her about the retreat. She was totally on board, and she helped me taper off my medications, along with acupuncture, Chinese herbs, lots of prayer and meditation, meetings, and sponsorship and working stuff. Like all of that kind of played a big part in preparing me for the retreat. And so I think it was by the end of June, mid-July, I was off of everything. And you know what? For the first time in 5 years, I was me again. I was me again. It was so beautiful. Like I'm a little sassy. I'm, 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 uh, I'm like a lot of sunshine and sometimes a little bit of a hurricane, and like, and I have moods. Like, sometimes I'm happy and sometimes I'm not so happy and sometimes I'm excited and sometimes I'm not. And you know what? That's okay. That is okay.
Mhm.
It was beautiful to see this return of Chris. Like, Chris, like, I'm back, people. I'm freaking back. I used to share in meetings this summer that, like, that fire that was burning, that fire that was burning before May 11th was almost out. It was like the coals were barely lit.
Mhm.
And the things I did this summer lit that fire again. And man, I was on fire for my life, for my recovery. Like I was so excited that even if I didn't go on this plant medicine retreat in August, I would have won. I would have, I would have won, like things were that good, right?
Yeah.
And so how was I sleeping? Well, I meditated. I took melatonin gummies. I took some other CBN, which is a cannabinoid, which doesn't have the THC in it, but it has the healing properties of the cannabinoids. And my acupuncturist had prescribed me some gummies to help me stay asleep. And so I took those, and I took some calming herbs, which I no longer take anymore. I don't need, but I was taking them at the time, and that they really helped. And I was using I have a brainwave device. It's called the Alpha Stem that you attach to your earlobes, and it sends in a signal across your cranial nervous system, and it brings your brain to alpha. So cool in 20 minutes. Amazing. And so I would use that at night before bed, and I slept great, and the retreat rolled along, and or time rolled along, and the retreat came up, and in August I embarked upon this retreat. I was supposed to be there for 6 days, and I had a plan to go down to Puerto Vallarta and just unwind, and spend like 2 days on the beach and kind of chill out. And when I told my healer, my medicine man, that, he said, "No, you're coming directly here from the airport. We will begin immediately." And I was like, "Anything you say." Yes, anything you say. And so that was it. I went directly there, and the work began. And it was life changing. It was life altering, eternally life altering. Like I will be forever changed, for what happened there. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience. And I think you have some questions about that. I'll answer a little bit more later, but it was. I don't even have words to describe how grateful I am for my healer, for my process, for the spiritual path that I have been given today. I have a beautiful spiritual path today that I'm following, a beautiful spiritual program that I'm following. Like I love my life today. I don't even want to, Brad, I don't even want to go to sleep at night because I don't want to miss a moment. I don't want to miss a precious moment of this beautiful life. And, before I went away, I thought to myself, I don't have a lot of Thanksgivings left. I really don't. I'm probably going to die when I'm in my 60s, and and that's okay because I believe in reincarnation anyway. So I'm just going to come back and whatever. It's like, oh, if I die in Mexico, I die in Mexico. And but now I can see myself living into my 90s and like getting old.